I have a question for you. When it comes to women, why do so many men disregard the warning signs that are right in front of them? Is it blind optimism, a fear of being alone, or maybe the persistent assumption that you can repair her? Ignoring these warning signs could potentially cost you your happiness, regardless of the underlying cause. Your dignity, and sometimes even your sanity, could be at stake. Now, let's get contentious. Not all women are deserving of your time, effort, or attention. In fact, some will openly express their true selves to you. Remaining when the situation becomes clear is not noble. Gentlemen, if you don't listen when a woman shows you who she is, you're setting yourself up for heartbreak. Relationships are not charity work, and you're not here to save someone from their own toxic mindset. Yes, you heard that right. Her words are bold, undeniable statements that scream, "I am not the right person for you." Some men believe that these words are merely a phase or a misinterpretation, but in reality they are facts about who she is, how she views you, and how she will treat you. Knowing when to walk away is a skill you must master if you're serious about keeping your peace of mind and creating a life with the right person. Therefore, buckle up. This is not merely another video offering relationship advice. It is a video that emphasizes the importance of safeguarding one's dignity. In this video, we're going to break down the 5 most dangerous things a woman can say that should make you pause, think, and ultimately walk away. People often ignore and dismiss these phrases as insignificant, but trust me, they are serious warning signs, your future and self-worth. Let's start with the first one. I'm not sure if I even like you. This statement may seem harmless at first, because everyone has periods of uncertainty, but when a woman says, "I'm not sure if I even like you," it's a huge red flag that you can't afford to ignore, because it shows a lack of interest and respect that, if you think about it too much, can only cause emotional harm. No matter how new or established a relationship is, it should be based on mutual effort, clarity, and shared interest. When someone freely admits that they don't even know if they like you, they're showing you where you stand in their life, on the back burner. People who are emotionally unavailable or simply trying to hold you together until something better comes along often make this type of statement. If you're hearing this from her, it's not your job to persuade her to like you. You're a man with value, and if she can't see that, it's her loss, not yours. So let's take a closer look at what this statement actually means. The truth is that staying around after hearing this does nothing but damage your confidence. You'll find yourself constantly over-analyzing her words, doubting your worth, and trying harder to win her affection. Often, women who say this are either testing your willingness to stick around despite the disrespect, keeping you as an option while they explore others, or revealing their lack of genuine interest in you, hoping you'll eventually take the hint. A woman who truly respects and values you will never leave you in doubt about her feelings. Consider this situation. You appear to be having a wonderful time on your date. Then she abruptly remarks, "I'm not sure if I even like you," and you chuckle tensely. I'm not sure how to react, but your mind is racing with questions such as, "What did I do wrong? And am I not good enough?" The truth is that you did nothing wrong. The issue lies in her inability or refusal to recognize your immense worth. When someone openly asks if they even like you, it's time to leave. Don't argue, don't try to change her mind, and definitely don't waste your energy trying to prove your worth. Instead, politely end the conversation and move on with your dignity intact. Man knows that relationships thrive on mutual effort and respect. A lady who values you won't need to ask you if she likes you. She'll tell you via her words and deeds. Keep in mind that your time and energy are precious. Don't spend them on someone who doesn't think you're worth too. At first glance, you seem too appealing for me. When a woman says, "You're too good for me," it may sound like a compliment, and you may even feel flattered. However, let me tell you straight out that this is not a compliment. Rather, it's a warning, a dangerous one. When a woman says this, she's not trying to lift you up. Rather, she's putting emotional distance between you and her. If she's giving up before they start, how will the relationship work? This phrase often indicates that she either lacks the confidence to invest in a meaningful relationship, has no intention to match the respect and care you offer, or simply wants to keep you in her orbit without planning to reciprocate. If someone thinks you're too suitable for them, they will either ruin the relationship or leave you feeling exhausted trying to persuade them otherwise. As much as you might want to reassure her that she's capable enough, that's not your job. It's her responsibility to overcome her fears, not yours. Let me give you an example. Imagine that you are in a relationship with someone and everything is going well until one evening when she turns to you and says, "You are such a wonderful man. You are truly too good for me." You might think she's acknowledging your worth, but in reality, she's quietly planning to leave. What she's really saying is that I don't want to or can't reach your level, so don't expect me to take this into consideration. You begin telling her that you're amazing and perfect just the way you are, and then all of a sudden the dynamic changes. Rather than forming a partnership, you're pursuing her approval and attempting to convince her that you're a fantastic catch. But the truth is that if she truly thought you were too good, she would either rise to your standards or let you go with grace. When a woman uses this expression, she is either trying to downplay her feelings of guilt for not returning your effort, or she is emotionally unavailable. Remaining merely makes you frustrated. What should I do? The main line is that this is a confident high value, so leave with a courteous but strong statement like, "If that's how you feel, then I won't hold you back." Show her that you're not here to settle for flimsy interest or mistaken insecurities. A man doesn't waste time proving his value to someone who already knows it but isn't prepared to take action. Respect yourself enough to go when necessary. Saying, "My ex was better at that," is more than just a casual remark. It's a direct insult. This phrase devalues your efforts, uniqueness, and relationship value beyond comparing you to others. Let's be clear, living in someone else's shadow and constantly comparing yourself to your ex is not something any man wants to experience. It's also emotionally taxing and establishes an unspoken expectation that you should compete with someone who doesn't matter or shouldn't. This kind of statement is frequently made by someone who isn't entirely over a previous relationship. And let's face it, why should you have to bear the burden of a relationship? She's obviously not emotionally available to give you the respect and attention you deserve if she's still vocalizing similarities with her ex, even though you weren't a part of it. How would she feel if the roles were reversed? If you casually said, "My ex used to cook this way and it was better," it would sting. It would make her feel unappreciated, undervalued, and like she's not enough. However, some people think it's acceptable to hold you to the standard of someone they've already moved on from. This isn't just about her ex, it's about boundaries and respect. A healthy relationship doesn't involve looking backward. It's about building something new together. If she's focused on what someone else did better, she's not focused on you. And let's be clear, you deserve someone who's all in, not someone who's stuck in the past. When a woman brings up her ex in this way, it's also a sign of emotional immaturity instead of celebrating what makes you unique. She's clinging to what she once had, and let me tell you something, if she can't appreciate the present, she has no business being part of your future. As a man with self-respect, you don't settle for being a second option, or worse, a stand-in for someone else if her ex is still. The benchmark she uses allows her to return to him, while you move on to someone who genuinely values you for you. You need to prove yourself to me. Let's be clear, a relationship isn't a performance, and you're not a contestant trying to win a prize. When a woman demands that you prove yourself to her, it creates an imbalanced and toxic dynamic. It's a power play disguised as a demand for effort, and if you fall for it, you'll spend the rest of your relationship doing everything in your power to win her approval. A high-worth man doesn't have to prove himself to anyone. Your value isn't based on how much you try, how hard you work, or how many tests you pass to get her approval. However, some men fall for this ruse. They hear these words and believe she's worth it. Neither compatibility nor love are involved. I just need to let her know I wake up. When a woman says something like, "You're not enough as you are, you need to go above and beyond just to meet my standards," she's really indicating that control is the issue. Let's face it, societal conditioning has conditioned many men to view love as a possession. This criticism doesn't aim to motivate you to progress. Instead, it perpetuates a perpetual cycle of demonstrating, pursuing, and questioning your own worth. Society frequently advises men to put women on pedestals and exert endless effort to win their love. But here's the reality. Genuine love is based on mutual respect, effort, and compatibility rather than self-promotion. If you're in a relationship where you're constantly under pressure to prove yourself, take a step back and ask what she is proving to me. A healthy relationship is a mutually beneficial partnership. This advice is simple yet powerful. Cease your search for love. You don't have to prove yourself to someone who truly appreciates you. Your worth isn't based on your efforts to impress her. It's time to wake up and understand that a woman who genuinely values you won't require you to go out of your way to maintain her attention. Relationships should empower you, not drain you. Stop trying to prove yourself and start avoiding people who don't see your worth. Absent a demands list. If you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. You are not entitled to my best performance if you are unable to control my worst. This statement may seem empowering at first, but let's examine it. Women sometimes use the statement, "If you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best," as a justification for toxic behavior, instead of accepting responsibility for one's shortcomings and making an effort to better oneself. The issue is that this phrase places the burden of tolerance for whatever havoc she brings into your life on you, the guy. Everyone experiences bad days and no one is perfect. But there's a significant distinction between experiencing a bad day and persistently causing trouble. Relationships are about mutual effort, growth, and respect. If someone expects you to handle their worst without taking responsibility for their actions, it's a bad sign that they aren't interested in a healthy partnership. Instead, they're looking for someone to absorb their toxicity rather than someone to grow with. Using this phrase as a defense is a way of saying, "I'm not going to change, so you better just deal with it." Stop accepting this kind of thinking as normal. Too many men stay in relationships because they think that love entails putting up with anything, including disrespect or emotional manipulation. But ask yourself why you should settle for someone who uses their worst qualities as a constant crutch, rather than trying to be their best. This is the wake-up call. If a woman genuinely respects you and values the relationship, she won't use her flaws or bad behavior against you. Instead, she will own up to her shortcomings and try to improve, not for you, but for herself and the relationship. People often use this phrase to justify their unwillingness to change. But trust me, you don't want to build a future with a woman who refuses to improve herself as a man of value. You're not here to deal with someone else's shortcomings. Instead, you're here to build a meaningful relationship with someone who is willing to compromise. Don't allow this phrase mislead you into accepting something you know deep down is unacceptable. When you hear it, recognize your worth and depart with dignity, gentlemen. In conclusion, to put it bluntly, if a woman uses these statements, it's not just her words that are harmful, it's her mindset, and a toxic mindset can't build a healthy relationship. However, here's the controversial twist. You deserve more than to be someone's emotional punching bag, second choice, or constant fixer. Men who understand their worth are few, and the lack of your respect and effort will speak louder than any argument ever could. As soon as you leave, the woman who treated you disrespectfully will frequently realize what she missed and why. I would like to know whether you have ever been in a position when a woman said something that caused you to doubt your value. Because this is a community, not just a video, please share your story in the comments section below. I'll personally review them. Together, we can help each other develop into men who demand respect and give it in return. Remember that you're here to be valued, not tolerated. When respect is lacking, walk away and observe how your life changes.